I was talking about was energy delivery at TfL. Very keen that we use the word delivery.
So
and
what does
not
that mean?
strategy.
Yeah, so what is energy delivery?
So we had strategies and things there for years and years and years. So whenever I used to talk to you, and all the recent times that I came to this event and spoke here, it was always as a green investor.
Yes.
Always talking to TfL, loads going on, biggest energy user in London, most high profile, all of that. And it just became strategies and plans for plans and things like that. Some brilliant people there doing some amazing stuff, but hard to get it all going. And eventually they said, look, why don't you come on board, kind of give you a bit of rope to hang yourself or whatever it is. Take this forward and actually find a suite of projects that we can deliver. So the talk there was saying we've got our 4 streams: energy efficiency, procurement, generation, and electrification. These are the things that we're looking to do. And also, how can you get involved? So we're putting out a bunch of procurements, and we want to see people getting involved and coming on board with that.
Well, obviously, you'd think the biggest issue for London transport is probably, I would say, electrification of buses, and then more efficiency on the tube network. Is it, or is it the maintenance of the pumps that stop us flooding every time we go on the tubes? There's a gamut of things, isn't there?
Yeah. The pumps thing is amazing, actually.
It is, yeah. I've been down there. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's insane. And Greenwich Power Station, which backs that up, which backs up the whole of London's tube, within 4 minutes it can produce the power if there was a big emergency, because it floods very quickly.
Wow.
And that would be a big issue. So yeah, that's incredible. But yeah, I think those two are probably, the big energy use is traction. So the tube itself, traction, that obviously has to be balanced with performance, and even down to little things, which we'll get bogged down in detail, but coasting into stations and things can save a huge amount of energy.
You never think about that, do you?
No, but you as a punter demand every 90 seconds on the Victoria line, and you're not interested in 95 seconds or 93 seconds. You want your tube instantly. The second you start trading off, it gets tricky. It's got things like that, but electrification is massive. I put some graphs in there of energy cost, and still now roughly half is electricity and diesel. Diesel is actually 55% at the moment. So that is an enormous amount. You throw a couple of £100 million a year on diesel.
And is that mainly diesel for the bus fleet, or is that diesel, or I don't know how, I assume the tubes just run on, electricity, but there are bits of it where, I know the overground network, trains change from diesel to electric and do weird things like that.
Yes, I think that's right. Although I don't think that's very much diesel there, though.
Yeah.
There are 17 different modes of transport at TfL, which
incredible.
Is insane, I know. Yeah, quiz question for the audience. Try and work out the 17 sometime. Took me a long time to get to all 17 of them. You need dial-a-ride and all weird things like that in there. But anyway, but no, for diesel, the big push will obviously be ultimately over the next sort of, call it to 2030, is that swap from diesel to electricity, which obviously is a huge electrical increase. And as prices go up, the bill I put in there cumulatively by 2030 is about a £6 billion bill. Wow. It's a lot of energy, which is why we need smart people in this room to come and find some of the answers.
Absolutely. What percentage, I don't know if you know, but how much energy does TfL use that's sort of sustainably procured, like green energy, renewable generation, that sort of stuff?
Too small a one.
Right.
That's the vague answer that I'll give you, but we need to massively increase that. So doing it directly. So one of the pieces of work out there, and here comes the...
using the real estate and generating?
So there's 3 big pieces of work that we're going to put out soon. Starting from the last one out will be a land study of all the renewables we can put across our land.
Oh, wow.
6,000 acres of land inside London, TfL.
What? That
6,000 acres. It's the size of Camden. It's a lot of land. What can we do there with renewables? How can we do that?
So things like solar panels, wind turbines, all that. I remember going to it years ago. One of our best films still on Energy Live News is I went to West Ham Bus Garage when they made it a green bus garage, and they stuck a green roof and the turbine and all of that. It still gets so many hits because it really engaged with the punters.
So more of that, which does engage and brings people in, massive. And that, because everyone uses transport today, if you can do things like trackside solar, which no one in the world seems to have done, but tell me I'm wrong, somebody please, so we can copy what they're doing. But still, trackside solar, that's so visual. I mean, every time you're going down, can you imagine looking outside and it's just like everyone knows that experience of travelling along.
Sure.
And so bringing people into that, plus of course, it's a taxpayer service, so the more you can bring in, the better. So that's one piece of work. We've got our heat network study going out, which will be waste heat from the tube, whole other thing.
There's so much
all the
in it,
heat that goes off the tube.
So isn't it average
New
like
stuff for that.
36 degrees or something in the tube or something like that?
Yeah, and it hit this summer. There was some pretty nasty
Yeah, I bet.
50-degree.
So all of that heat energy, where's it going?
Yeah, so 79% of it is going into the walls. So the nice little anecdote, which I just used in the talk there, was that, so 79%, so the clay around London's tube network gets unbelievably hot.
God, you never
Someone
even think
looked at
about that.
geothermal, digging down and taking advantage of that. The problem is when they dug down, because you get a 40% heat increase in the area around it. So they were like, dig down geothermal. The problem is, here's the central line, and they went into the central line and came out right by the tube. Didn't go down well.
No, I bet not.
It's never been done again.
Of course.
We can't do that, but what we do need to do, though, is bring the heat out. And again, in my perfect, joined up, utopic world, we get the heat out, then we take it to low carbon housing developments in the local area, using heat pumps and everything else, which is happening at Bun Hill in Islington. We're looking at a few stations.
Is the tube, finally, is it connected in the way that it does the energy? You'd hope it is, but we all know that councils have different bits, and we all know that business have. Is it just one sort of across the board energy strategy, or is there a strategy for buses and a strategy for the tube and one for the overground?
It pretty much is integrated,
okay.
much, and that's why we're joining all of this stuff up. The third piece of work, just before, because this is the shameless plug as I turn to the camera.
No, of course.
We've got a pin out right now, which is any private wire generation. So anyone that's got low carbon power in London that could feed directly into the tube, because our grid literally looks like the tube lines. I mean, you just picture that's the grid. So anywhere we can take power, so I'm sure there'll be, obviously loads of your viewers and customers that could feed that in. And because we are pretty much integrated, we could take that power wherever, whatever.
So this is really a call from the tube to the London business, people and mainly the businesses, get involved and help us shape the tube then?
I think possibly the original title for the talk by Mr. Curran was London Calling.
No, that was awful. I told him underground, overground. Because I remember the Wombles, and that was exactly it.
We've gone for the Wombles, which obviously is a niche retro gag.
It is a retro
for all
gag.
under the age of 35, but still. We had a thing called the Wombles
brilliant.
way back. But yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
Underground, overground, London Calling, going underground, any other punk reference or whatever
we'll
you
have
want.
any of that.
All of that.
Everything 70s.
Yes. We do need others, because we need other people to come in, frankly, deliver a lot of it.
Yeah.
Finance a lot of it.
Yeah.
TfL, we're very open to people coming in and saying, why don't we put solar on your land, whatever, and sell you the power purchase agreement. So, bring it all on.
Do you think in sort of, 10, 15 years, all right, let's choose the figure that everyone's going on. 2040, government says all new vehicles just be low emission. Do you think by 2040 we'll have a completely green transport network for London?
So we have to be zero carbon TfL rail by 2030.
Wow.
We have a massive target to hit by 2030.
And is TfL rail, is
transport,
that the tube, or rail means overground?
Oh no, all of it. Sorry,
all of it.
That's all of that.
Wow.
Yeah. So to get all of the transport will be challenging, but the thing with a lot of it is once you tick one, I think a huge amount of that will follow. And with EVs, obviously, I just used it in there, kind of rocket science is easier than this. I mean, electrifying London, the amount of variables.
Crazy.
As soon as you start talking, someone will go, but what about Uber and rideshare and whatever?
Yeah.
But what about, everyone should just do car sharing. What about autonomous vehicles?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about congestion charge? Because we don't want cars
smart
in
changing
London.
points, data for charging points and stuff.
So I mean, a chap asked a question earlier there about cycling and the impact, and I said, TfL has been a victim of its own success because it's actually been really good at getting people walking, cycling, healthy streets, healthy living, all that. Obviously, I'm not saying it's solved it. Like air quality in London is obviously a massive issue, but so that's brilliant, really positive. The more people that do that, the fewer use the tube, so revenues go down. So as a business, we have to think about that as a commercial entity. But to go back to your question, don't know if it'll all be there by then, but a huge amount of it. Certainly vehicles, there'll still be petrol and diesel on the road for a long time. But that EV push, I don't think we're there for some time. I mean, maybe it's a whole other big debate because everyone disagrees on this, but I don't think there'll be a massive EV uptake until 2025 for various reasons. But from then on, I think there'll be a huge uptick. So the people that think, EVs are like that, sadly they're not. yeah, it's more like that. But then when it does go,
It will go.
diesel will be gone instantly.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
just, you know, so.
Excellent. And then, quick quiz question. So you know so much about the tube. How many tube stations are there in London then?
Oh, God, what are we? Is it 270?
Oh, I think it was 2 something.
Yeah. But is that including, yes, hold on, 270. Depends if you're counting DLR, overground. There's a lot of overground.
Just the tube network.
I want to go, yeah. I'm gonna stick with my 270.
Okay, we'll look it up. We'll Google it later.
I should have got the answer to that, shouldn't I?
Thanks very
I
much
know.
for your time, mate.
Lovely.
Classy.
Pleasure.
Brilliant.
Thank you.